Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, the day-to-day grind. Prime time grind all the time. That's what we're doing. Preparing for the fleet carrier in Beta 2. We got some pretty good news this last week, and we got some very, very, very bad news. Oh, you want to hear about the very, very, very bad news? That's that Beta 1 is over. We have no fleet carrier that we can fly off to. That's the very bad news. I miss it already. It was fun playing around with it. I'm looking forward to June because I'm plopping down the funds. As you can see, we have 10.198. We're about to go to 10.2 billion. I think we have enough right now, and it matters when Frontier takes the snapshot of live for Beta 2. If they take it today, we're really good. If they took it 2 weeks ago, maybe not. But we'll see. We might struggle through 2 again if they use the original snapshot, but you would think they would use a newer one because so many people have been grinding. Well, we just keep grinding and we're over 10 billion, almost at 10.2 billion. So we're headed toward that 20 billion, and it'd be nice to get there by June. And with all the other videos that we'll be doing, because when Beta 2 gets here, we're full force again. Well, we divide time between the day-to-day grind and my personal fleet carrier series. So those two. Okay, well, we also talk about space legs. One thing I like to show, I can turn around and look, and there's a door back there. I could, if my room was big enough, as big as this room that you see, that I could get out of my chair and walk. But those steps, my game room doesn't look like this. So I'd probably stumble. Look on this side. But with space legs, the way it works, see this avatar, this skinny avatar down here? That's not me. How you like them shoes with the toe? I've never seen shoes like that. And look at the lights on the thighs, or on the front part of the leg. That's wild. Look at the hands. They got lights on them too. That's pretty wild. Not much muscle, but kind of skinny. A lot skinnier than me. Even after I've lost 60 pounds. A lot skinnier than I am. Okay. Or the shin, that's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, the lights on the shins. My problem is that my mind's in a million places at one time, all the time. I have ADD, and boy, it's everywhere. So it does make life a little more interesting. So, yeah, well, we make it though. So that's Space Legs. Space Legs supposed to be here in December of 2020, or 3306 if you wish. It'll be in a DLC. That means you pay hard-earned cash for it. Just like Horizons, you paid cash for. Or credit card. Or put it on a loan or whatever. It's cheap enough now. If you watch for the discounts on Steam, it's cheap enough. Then we have Planetary personal bases. Honestly, I don't need one if I have a fleet carrier. The fleet carrier takes care of that, but I will buy one, and that's why we have to grind, because you will want to see them, and that's what counts. The viewers want to see personal planetary bases, so we'll bring it to you. And that's also in December. That's also on the DLC. that you paid hard-earned cash for? And how would you like to land on Earth-like planets, or planets with an atmosphere? Well, that's kind of cool. That's also for December. That's also in the DLC. That's also part of that package that you paid hard-earned cash for, not just credits. And I guarantee you they're going to be taking some of our credits at the same time. There's going to probably be some upgrades to it that they won't cash. So, yeah. Well, we need to get back to Sothis mining, and as you can see, we're within 1.4 million to going over that 10.2. So we're going to go Sothis mining, pick up a load, which should be way over that, closer to 10, maybe 20 million. We see all of that. We had a mission on one of the last videos where it was 24. That pirate attack, that was 24 million that we delivered. So yes, we need to go back to Sothis mining. Sis left. Sothis. 90% of that balance up there I've made between Sothis and Ceos. That's why I parked the fleet carrier next to here. See that bookmark over there? Well, we'll see it in a minute. Let's go up here. Sothis is an extraction. Oh, you probably heard that. There's somewhere else that you hear about extraction stations, fleet carriers, tritium, yes. There's no tritium here right now because this is not beta. There's no tritium in the live. Now there will be in June, of course. And we're going, as soon as we buy that fleet carrier, what we're going to do, we're going to upgrade everything except for black market. I don't need that. We're going to head over to Edmondson High and Beta Hydrae because they have 247,000 tritiums in beta. It's a lot. I can't get all that on the fleet carrier, but I can certainly finish filling the fuel tank up to the 1,000 tons, and I'm going to put 16,000 tons of tritium on the fleet carrier, and then we're coming right over here. Regua DTQ B32-1. And it's open to all. If you're in open play, if you're in private play, if you're in solo, you can access it. Now, I did turn off the notorious flag. So if you have a status of notorious, you won't be able to land on it. It'll be orbiting this location. I believe it's 14A. Something like that. But this is where you'll find the fleet carrier. There's another fleet carrier that's been setting in over here. There's a much larger tritium hotspot over here. There's one here. There's not one here. There's one here. And there's one here. And we have asteroid mined those, so check out the videos. So you can see everything that I did with the fleet carrier in the last few weeks of videos on my personal fleet carrier. My first look. I recorded a tons and tons and tons of video of the fleet carrier. So check those out. It is the RGFC carrier. Okay. We have set our destination and we need to go. So while we're going, if you'll look down the video to the right, you see my subscribe button. Please press that. Doesn't cost you a penny, but you get notified when I create additional videos, and it helps me with YouTube.
Landing gear retracted.
Ship released. Clear for departure.
YouTube requires of its publishers to get subscribers before they will do any kind of support for a YouTuber. So be sure to subscribe to my channel. It'll help me greatly. Won't cost you anything.
Frameshift drive charging.
And underneath the video in the description, you will find ways to donate. Please consider donating, because it is a major undertaking to create 570 plus videos.
3, 2, 1, engage.
And the equipment that it takes to support creating all of those videos is absolutely crazy. So it is killing our family budget. So if you can help out, I'd really appreciate it. No amount's too small. So please consider donating. And underneath the video to the left, you'll find my YouTube channel, GFM_RDG, where you'll find those 570 plus videos, and they were all made between January and now, April. So it's all new content. Everything from the engineers to the material traders to the Thargoid surface site to the Guardian surface site to Dav's Hope and Jameson crash site and many other sites that you can collect materials, and permit systems where we document the stations and the planets, and we do bounty hunting on skimmers and stingers, and we do all kinds of stuff. And as you've seen, I have almost 10.2 billion. So you get to go with me on a day-to-day basis and see what I do to get those kind of missions, and what torture I go through with interdictions too. And we talk about what you'll need to do. You'll need to modify your ship through the engineers as much as you can. I have videos showing you how to do it. So watch those videos. And watch the material trader videos, watch Dav's Hope and Jameson crash site videos, and mod your ship to the max. Now in June, we're going to have a minimum of probably 10 ships, and we're going to take all those ships around to the engineers. Is this left? And we're going to maximize the modding of all those ships. And the fleet carrier is great because you can just park it right outside that engineer, unless it's a permit system and you can't take your fleet carrier into a permit system. But it can be next door, the closest system, and we'll do that. And we'll fully, now most of my stuff is fully modded because I create extra modules that are modded. So in case I buy a ship, I can just transfer a modded module to it. And that's usually what I do. We'll be doing more of that too, because if I change my mind and go and buy additional ships or different types of ships with different classes, all we have to do is transfer a module into it. and we go out and collect materials. Then we go to the material trader and we move some of the materials around so we can make room for more materials. And eventually we're going to fill up our material inventory completely. Gotta watch this guy. He is acting kind of strange. And he comes back, but too late. Snooze, you lose. Sis left.
Docking request granted.
The reason I come in at max speed because there's ships that try to beat me to the request. Because this game is all about obstacle course. It tries to throw obstacles in your way constantly. Watch the pirate attack video. I think it was the last one. It's either the last or the next to the last. I've got so many videos I'm working on at the same time. But it's within the last 2 videos. And it's called Pirate Attack. Or do a search of Pirate Attack on my YouTube channel and watch all of those. It's when I'm going to dock
Landing
at a
gear
station.
deployed.
And the pirate comes out of Super Cruise right on top of me. He's going to boil me up, or he's going to pick my bones or something like that. Now, I haven't died since the second day I played this game over 8 months ago. It's probably been
Docking
longer than that.
successful. Engines disengaged.
And I'm not a super gamer. Many of you are better gamers than me. It's just I've gotten comfortable with my controllers, and practice makes near perfect. Is this right? I use voice attack, and sometimes I have to tell it 2 or 3 times, so it's not perfect either. Since left. What I do is I stack missions, and yeah, the purists go absolutely bananas because I stack missions. You have to stack missions. They don't always have missions when we come into Sothis Mining. You can have up to 20. I mean, the game allows you to stack up to 20 missions. Why would they let you do that if it's such a bad thing? It's not a bad thing. I've been doing it. That's how I got almost 10.2 billion. It's because I stack missions. The bad thing is you'll be interdicted because you do it. So that is sort of a bad thing, or is a bad thing. Okay, deliver 180, so it's 142, 180 Babbage. Let's see if we can find that. It's the oldest one. $142, 180, 2 Babbage. Let's take that. Sis left. So it's not too bad. That was a 16 or almost a 17 hour until it expires. If it expires, you lose some of your reputation with the faction that it belonged to, and you get fined. So that's not good. If you don't pay the fine, they put a bounty on your head. Look at this. Boom time delivery of 180 units of palladium. Look what they'll give you for it. 10.5 million. Even if you took the reputation, they would give you 8 million plus 5 points of reputation instead of just 2. Now, if you see these bars underneath each one of them, that's the reputation bar. It's absolutely pegging the left side. That's how you make the credits. And it's by donating to them. There's donating missions. And we'll show you that hopefully in a minute if there's one. There's the 10.5 million on that one. So that's going to do it by itself. Put us over the 10.2. It's usually one of the first missions. No, they don't have one. But you'll see it probably when we go to one of the other stations. There's where you can donate to the faction. to the cause and things like that that they say, or an emergency fund, donate. When you're setting up your reputation, donate to each one of them. Donate, because you'll get you'll get these. Deliver 3 units of palladium for like 1.4 million. You know how many of those it takes to fill up a cargo hold of 280 units? Pick it up. That's what we do. Now let's go into New Dawn Station. We're going to Babbage. We're going to Babbage Gateway. So what we want to do is we want to fill up that 280 units with missions all going to Babbage. Sys left. So we've picked these bottom 2. So the next one is 20 hours away before we get fined. So we should be fine. New Dawn, Vernell. Okay, that's all we got. So, I mean, the missions have been kind of tight. We could have 20 and we only have 6. So what we do is we come over here and we pick all missions that are gold or palladium because we have so few. Babbage, we need that. So that's where we're going. And we're full.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
That's a good thing. That's what we want. We want to make the maximum amount of monies. Look at this guy. This is to New Dawn. Guess what? 10.491 million. Now our cargo hold is full. So we just accept it. It's a contract. You're accepting the contract, and at some point you'll fill your cargo hold with that palladium, and you'll deliver it to New Dawn Station. Galite and Cobalt doesn't really pay that much. Palladium pays the most, gold pays second. That's going to New Dawn, and it's 6 million. So we're stacking missions. That dirty word that you hear in the forums and places when you talk about cargo. He's stacking missions. Oh, you better believe I'm stacking missions. See, there's one of gold too for next time. We have to stack missions, or you'll come here sometimes there won't be any. And when there's not any, you have plenty. They can't go back on that contract either, just like you get fined if you don't deliver that contract. Well, they have to pay you if you deliver, no matter what their economy is within that 24 hours, and you deliver it, they have to pay you. That amount, what was agreed to? Look at this, deliver 2 units of silver. Yes, it's 724,000, which is not a lot, but it's only 2 units. The reward per unit is high on that. So we accept all of those, and that's because we donated in the past. And those things stay with you forever, as far as I know. So that's donations. That's donations I probably made 8 months ago. Now I've restarted the game twice, and I would have probably 13 billion if I didn't restart the game. But I have 2 other accounts now, both Elite and Horizons, 2 sets. So like I have a beginner series called The Beginnings. So if you're new to Elite Dangerous, watch the beginning series. It takes you from with a Sidewinder through the tutorials, doing cargo missions, landing on planets with an SRV and all this kind of stuff, collecting materials. It goes through all of that kind of stuff, and the Pilots Federation of Systems, and at some point when you start to rank up, you get interdicted. So we'll take this one. We just accept the contract because we're accepting gold and palladium. And I have gotten some comments about the movement of my head, and it makes people feel a little nauseated. For one, I'm sorry about that. I wish that didn't happen. I do use a VR headset, and I only use a VR headset for any game that I play. If it's the VR pinball, if it's Ultimate Fishing Simulator, or if it's Elite Dangerous. So maybe you can kind of glance at the screen every once in a while, but do it in small amounts, like start out like 15 minutes if you start feeling a little ooey because my head moves around. It's worse when you have a headset on. So if you're going to do VR, again, you just do it for 10-15 minutes at a time. When you feel better, you do a little bit more. It goes away, I assure you. I don't get motion sick at all anymore, even when I'm in the SUV going up and down hills, pretty fast. I don't get motion sick at all anymore. You do get over it. Your system gets used to it, and you don't get motion sick anymore. Okay, well, that's all. Sis left. But what these videos are for, I take you with me everywhere in video. I've been taking video straight since the beginning of January. So now I don't produce a video on every one of them, but I've recorded every one of them. And just like these missions, you don't see every one of them. You see about every 50 to 100 million increment. And there's probably 2 to 3 trips that I make in between sometimes to get to the next increment. Because of editing and publishing, it takes way too much time to put these together. I could grind, I believe, about 500 million a day in about a 6-hour period, maybe even more than that, if I just hit it and didn't worry about recordings, didn't worry about talking you through what's going on, all those kinds of things. Just hit it hard. I could probably do close to 500 million a day. Is this up? But make sure you press that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it sure helps me with YouTube, and you get notified when I create videos.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
Sis left. Like those pirate attack videos.
Frameshift drive charging.
And 7 interdictions and 1 supercruise run. You can do searches on those.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
In an anaconda that was right in front of me when we were in queue to leave the station just opens up on this anaconda and blows it into pieces. You should watch that. And my 7 interdictions and the interdictions that I'm fixing to get here, because I always do, get out your popcorn. I'm sure it's entertaining for you, not as much for me, but I'm not a big fan of interdictions. As everybody knows, the more I get in a Super Cruise run, the more I dislike this game. The less interdictions I get, the scale of like goes up a little bit. So but I understand the reason I have 10.2 billion is because of the difficulty, the level of difficulty. the interdictions make it more difficult. And that's why I get the mission rewards that I get. Its demand's high, but the risk is really high. Now, if you're a new player, I don't know if you really want to mess with these interdictions. You're going to have to mess with them from time to time. And practice does make perfect, or near perfect. I have not been killed since the second day I played over 8 months ago. If you get knocked out of the interdiction, like right here, if you lose the interdiction, max your throttle and hit the boost as often as you can, because it charges up, so you can't just do boost. Move up and down, side to side, keeps them from getting direct shots at you. And your ship will probably heat up. Look to the left in blue. Heat sinks. Get heat sinks on your ship in the utility area of your modules. Add shield boosters and heat sinks. I usually have half and half. Now, like my shield boosters are modded, most of my ship is modded with the engineers. But if you get knocked out, it's not that hard to get away from them if you max throttle and boost. Sys left. They only chase you for a short period of time, and they won't keep chasing you if you keep max throttle and boosting. Now, when you get back in Super Cruise, yeah, you're going to see them again. They're going to come after you again, and they act like they've never seen you before. You're the ship I've been looking for. Or you know how long I've been looking for you, or that ship ID I've been looking for. They say the spiel all the time. Frontier needs to add more lines for them. It's just the same stuff over and over again. I could have sped up. But you do get used to them in a way. Now, over 4, it gets really aggravating when you get over 4 in one Super Cruise run. You know, 2 or 3, I don't like them, but you can live with it. But when you get 4 to 7, that's aggravating. And there's no one that dislikes interdictions more than me, even though I can pretty well beat them. Now, I don't go shooting after them, because a lot of times, especially here in Sea Oath, you'll have 4 of them shooting back at you at the same time. Like, if they knock you out of Super Cruise, they're all coming after you. And that's not a good thing, because they want to share your cargo.
DeLacy, Romeo, Golf, India. Submit a docking request and a
Incoming
landing
mission
pad will be
critical
reserved for you,
message.
Commander.
Sys left. And then you get hit at the station from a pirate
Access
ship.
approved. You are go for approach to pad 05. Automated
Watch-
docking confirmed.
Watch that pirate attack video just from 1 or 2 videos ago, where they come out of Super Cruise right on top of you, and this one just came right in front of me, and wham, I ran right into him. See, I was in auto dock. I mean, the station was controlling my speed and direction, and he just stopped right in front of me. Just wham, I hit him. And the shields, those rings, blue rings of shields, it took out one of them. One of them turned red. So I lost one of the shields just until it powers back up. So it wasn't too bad. And that's partly because I have modded shield generators and modded shield boosters.
Landing gear deployed.
Modded from the engineers.
Docking completed. Ground crew have been dispatched.
Okay, does this get us above 10.2? We still got more to do, but yep, it sure did. 10.2, 10.2. We still got some more. It's gonna go a lot higher. $10.5 added to it. So right now we've done 22 million so far. I don't know if we have too much more though. Okay, there's probably some going back to Ceos also. Let's see here. Destination, we want Sothis. Supposed to said back to Sothis, not Ceos. So we see if one of them says Sothis Mining. It's where we're going, so we're trying to see if one goes back where we're going. See, those are some of those donates. When you first get here and you want to improve your standing with the factions, do that. That's why you get those 2 and 3 units for over $1 million in return. For as long as you play the game, as far as I know. There's a Sothis Mining. There's 1.8 we get just on the return trip. I like return trip stuff. See that deliver 2 units of consumer technology for 825,000. That doesn't take up much room on your well. The problem is that's from this station to New Dawn. I don't want to go that route. I'd have to carry that with me and then deliver it. I usually don't like to do that. I want to pick up from Sothis Mining. Now if I'd have picked it up and went to Sothis and then went eventually back to New Dawn, I could deliver it. But then it takes up cargo hold space. Okay, we only had one. But we're at 10.217. It's growing. 2 weeks prior to beta 1, it was at 6.3. And so now it's 4 billion more just since then. Within 4 weeks. Now again, I'm doing lots of videos. I was doing another series during beta 1, and so that took up a lot of time. I always do the advanced maintenance, the ship integrity, make sure my ship is in tip-top shape all the time. Sys left. We are going to Sothis Mining, and that's where we'll end this video. But this way you can just see how I do it. I'm not a great asteroid miner. I can do a little bit. I'm certainly not an expert at it. I do it more for fun. But this is where I make my credits. Is this up? And I use voice attack to map keyboard and mouse commands, keystrokes. But it does, sometimes I have to tell it 2 or 3 times.
Landing gear retracted.
Ship released. Go for departure.
My side panels don't automatically pop up because they get in my way. And then the controllers don't work if they pop up. So I turn those off. Now it's all voice. A lot of aggravation with commands. I do need to fix those heat sinks where they're not on the main trigger, because I did launch one the other day, which it didn't really matter. I had more than enough, but
Frameshift drive charging.
well, as you can see, the Elite Dangerous crashed and threw up the crash report.
Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Or the crashed comment report or whatever that you can put in there and send to them. But I show you the good, bad, and ugly. And that's just some of the ugly. It's like the interdictions are ugly and bad and everything else. Sis left. Sis up. I mean, they don't have to tell me that I have enemies coming after me. They offer a reward for killing them, but if you ever go back to the menu and come back, they all repopulate anyway. And I haven't went after them because there's like 3 or 4 of them at a time, and I believe they just keep coming back anyway. I mean, they're computer generated in solo mode. I mean, you're not going to get rid of them. So we're going to come back to Sothis Mining, and I will be picking up missions to deliver to get to the next increment, the 10.25. And when we get close to the 10.25, then I'll bring you back in again for you to see that video. And you probably, if you did watch the pirate attack video, I've learned how to overlay audio, as you probably figured out, because of the other day when the beta ended, or yesterday when the beta ended and the audio didn't work. And I couldn't just recreate those videos because there was no more fleet carrier. I didn't want to just throw them out. So I figured out how to do a voice overlay with the software that I have, and it worked out really good. Well, it's a matter of opinion. I'm sure your opinion was different. That first one, the asteroid mining, I don't think it was very good, but I got more comfortable with it as time went on, and as you could tell, I did it on the voice attack, so I gave you kind of a preliminary, because I didn't do a voiceover on that video, because it was the in-between video, or a in-between video. So that was the only option that I had. Sys left. Sys left.
Docking request granted.
And again, thank you for coming along. Please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, helps me eventually with YouTube, and it informs you. It informs you when I make additional videos. So please press that subscribe button. Underneath the video in the description, you see where options to donate. It's very taxing to create all these videos and have all the equipment necessary to create them. Please help out by donating.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Please look under the video to the left and you see my YouTube channel, GFM_RDG, where there's the 570 plus videos available for you to watch. I think I have one mission from Babbage to here. Let's see. Yep, we have one. The return trip video of 1.8 million. Sys right. That's it. Well, as you can see, we did in the complete round trip about 22 million. So we make really good credits, but you have to deal with the interdictions. And Sys left. Sys left. Sys left. 23 down to 19. We have a Palladium going to New Dawn. And I'll bring you back in at 10.25. So I've got to deliver almost 30 million. And then I'll bring you back in for a video. So it's probably in a couple of, or maybe even one, I might have to bring you back in. And if it goes a little bit over, then we'll still do a video. It's just about that 50 million increment. But the goal is after, or in June, after I spend whatever it is, 8 billion on the fleet carrier and the tritium, like right now, that would eat up all but about 2 billion. See, I'd like to have 10 billion over the expense of the fleet carrier in June. So, 18 billion would be really nice. 20 would even be better. So we're just grinding away, prime time grind all the time. So watch more of my videos, subscribe to my channel, consider donating to the channel, and inside the channel in the About tab has an email address that you can contact us at. So until the next video, thank you for watching.